Alright, so I just went and watched Thunderbolts. I'm back home, obviously, and since I can't bother setting up the actual tripod for this video, this isn't intended to be my weekly video. I'm going to do this by hand, so now you get to watch this jingle around while I'm talking. I did record a few clips on my way to the cinema, so I'll quickly play through whatever's important in those clips.
Hey everyone, just wanted to say thank you off the bat for all the reception I'm getting on my previous video, and I'm going to go watch Thunderbolts now. I've mentioned a few videos previously that I had yet to watch it, and so I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to give you a review on it. I probably should have shaved. I've got a lot of neck beard going on.
I'm going to try to keep this quick because of the potentially copyrighted music in the background, but yeah, the cinema is mostly empty. I'm assuming it's because it's like the end of the month of the streaming of the viewing, the end of the month of it being released. Oh no, this is definitely copyrighted music. We do have the fancy seats. We have all these fancy reclining ones. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy this movie in style. As I said in one of those clips, I do want to thank you all for the attention that my previous video, the dark suit trope video, is getting. It's amazing the support I'm getting from you guys. Everyone subscribing, thank you. Everyone watching the video and liking it, thank you. Everyone commenting. I will probably end up making a part 2. It's just gonna be not this week. I have different plans for this week's video. I'll definitely have plans for a part 2. Back onto the topic of this, it's Thunderbolts. Without getting into spoilers, Thunderbolts is honestly an amazing movie. It feels like a better superhero movie than usual, because all the previous superhero movies that I like, they've always still got this story, this goal, this kind of like idea to teach you from the movie, and yet most of Marvel's new movies, they don't really seem to have that, or if they do, it's very in your face, like, this is the resolution you should have, this is the idea you should have at the end of this movie. But at the end of Thunderbolts, it feels like it's a natural kind of like story to tell. It doesn't feel like they were trying to force it upon you. It feels like it's what the story is meant to be about. Now, getting into Thunderbolts with spoilers, if you haven't watched it already, I suggest you go and watch it before coming back and hearing my opinion and all that. Thunderbolts starts off by killing off a character to kill off Taskmaster, but in all honesty, their character probably wouldn't help along with the rest of the movie's story. They have less emotion for their character, that a character doesn't seem like a character that'll show much change, and so killing them off within the first like moment of the movie, it makes sense. But this movie is about depression, essentially. This dark feeling inside of you that you have to deal with in life. And it shows multiple ways people deal with it. Some people indulge in entertainment. Others, they try to, be cocky. They act like it never happened. Other people, they just push it down. They know it exists, but they choose just try not to think about it. And other people, they look for help, but in this case, we're going to talk about Bob, or Robert, the one who ends up being Sentry and the Void. He goes looking for help to become a better person, and he's offered to do these blood trials and everything. Turns out they're not blood trials, they're actually there to turn people into superhumans, and they think that all of them fail, but his actually succeeds. They just lock him away. The general point of the movie, though, is that it's meant to be about accepting that you've had this moment happen to you in life, and that it's your past, but you don't let it control you entirely. And Sentry and the Void is that's literally the embodiment of depression and all that, because his power is that he sends people, well, the Void's power is that he sends people into this dark realm where they have to relive their darkest moment over and over and over again. And then the Sentry's power, the best way I can describe the Sentry's power is that he is like a blend of Superman and Anakin near the end of Rise of the Sith, or Revenge of the Sith, sorry, where he's kind of like got these force abilities, but he's also got the normal laser vision and all that and flight. It's really cool. And I will say that sometimes you'll notice the CGI, and it's not so abrupt that it takes you out of the film, but it is still noticeable, but not bad, because they don't use it as much. They try to use practical effects when they can, which is really good. Sometimes the practical effects are a little funny. Like, they have one scene where they have John Walker and the Red Guardian
like tied up alongside the other two, but because they both have super soldier strength, Bucky put them in metal bindings. But it's very clear that they're made of foam. But it wasn't something that really pulled me out of the film. And I would say having the Void be a villain, which is just an entirely dark person with two white eyes, that's probably very easy for the VFX artists because he doesn't need any kind of specific detail. He's just this dark shadow. I will say, however, before, when I bought snacks to get into the cinema, I think I might have been gypped because it's like $30 for, well, it was a pretty big bucket of popcorn. I didn't end up finishing all of it, and a drink and a small bag of fruit shocks. I'm going to put here what $30 AUD is in USD, but yeah, it was pretty expensive for a snack. But yeah, the experience was pretty good. I would say that this has been one of Marvel's good movies. I'd say that if I had to put this on a list, I like it above Deadpool. They do Marvel humor, but they do it correctly. They do it where it feels like it's sensible to have that kind of humor, and very rarely does it feel off-putting. And I say that because sometimes they would make a joke and I'd sit there and I'd be like, I mean, I thought this was serious, but okay. And then there was other times where they relieve a serious moment by doing something funny. For instance, near the end of the film, they are trying to help Bob get through his dark memories and all that. And one of the memories that they pass through is Bob in a chicken mascot outfit swinging a sign around. And apparently at that point in time, he was on some of that crazy stuff. He was high as hell, and he was attacking everyone. And so yeah, that relieved the tension. But then it kind of like goes straight back into it. But it also makes sense in that situation. It's not like it didn't feel out of place. I'd say the only one that felt out of place was a scene where Sentry's first shown off in his full costume and his like bleached hair, and the ghost woman goes like, "Oh yeah, did you dye your hair?" And he kind of gets a bit defensive about it, and it's like framed in a comedic way. Well, it makes sense. I didn't really laugh at it. I didn't enjoy that joke as much, but I think that might just be a personal thing. Other than that, all the rest of the humor was great. I loved the movie. I think everyone should go and watch it when they get a chance, either be it in cinema or be at home digitally. And it plays the idea of fighting a god better than Captain America did. The previous the Captain America movie that came out recently. That one was framed as a way of like just a man fighting this big beast that he wouldn't usually be able to defeat by himself without any kind of power. And so they frame it of like, you're just a human, you're just a man, you don't have to be like this. And then the Red Hulk calms down and all that. And there wasn't really much connection to it. It felt weird, it felt wrong. But then in this movie, they establish a connection not just for the viewer, but they establish it for the characters as well. To Bob, to Robert, they become his friend, and because of that, they're more willing to help him when he needs it. And again, back on the idea that this is a movie about depression, they help him get through that. Although it's almost immediately counteracted by him losing memory of that whole incident, but that's probably because the Void wants to protect himself. Other than that, though, I loved the movie. I think everyone should go watch it when they get the chance to. And yeah, I want to again thank everyone for the support I've been getting. Other than that, I don't really think there's anything else I need to say. So I'll see you guys at the end of the week. And of course, again, not sponsored. If I was sponsored by Marvel, I would probably have a heart attack, but like a good one.